Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Please, please. Arvind, my dear friend, this is, I bet, your 8th visit so far, or how many visits have you done so far?
Over half a dozen in the last 2.5 years.
Wow. 6 times you have visited the kingdom, and I want to thank you so much. 3 years ago when we first met, you have committed to bring the IBM might and strength to the region. And today, I think you have a very important announcement to make.
We do, but I also want to first thank the kingdom for the partnership with IBM. I see Amin sitting there. Almost 80 years, I think, we have been in the kingdom. So we have had a long partnership, and it's been continuous. But to talk of the excitement today, we have decided to open a software development lab where we are going to be harnessing the talent of the local population. We are going to build AI-based technologies here that we are then going to take into our global market. I think that is incredibly exciting.
So we're taking your 80-year strategic relationship to the next level by increasing both the depth and the breadth of the capabilities for our women and our youth by building this software development house to power up use cases not only for the kingdom but for the region and for the world, and we're very excited. Arvind, you've always been very, very visionary in calling out market transitions. I've had a couple of discussions weeks ago at Davos that we are on the verge of the 5th industrial revolution, or the innovative revolution with AGI and generative AI. And some signals are even suggesting the quantum time or the quantum age. And I know that IBM has been doubling down and continues to fuel the quantum revolution. Can you share with me your vision on this?
Yeah. So when we have looked at the history of the world, a lot of economic growth, a lot of prosperity gets driven by these revolutions. Your Excellency mentioned industrial, but that really goes back to the first one was a steam engine. Then there was all of the areas we know around steel, railways, etc. One that the kingdom has benefited from is oil and energy. And now if we look at it, the 5th one that is coming is going to be powered by AI. And many of us, you reflected on the Davos statement, I actually asserted AI will be as big, if not bigger, than the steam engine. So if you think about that, that unified countries, because the steam engine allowed you to bring power where it was needed, not be where power is, which used to be riverbanks in those days. Quantum is kind of the next inflection point. And the reason I'm so excited, digital and AI solve many, many problems. We saw some examples up on the stage. Your Excellency talked about a few, brought up a couple. But quantum is going to bring problems that we don't know how to address today. How do we grow more food? How do we begin to be much more cyclical on carbon in the hydrocarbon cycle? How do we extract more oils with less pollution? How do we decrease risk in the financial systems? And you think about all the risks driven by geopolitics today, but if you look at the financial side, that's equally big. And so can we use quantum to address all those problems? And I think we are within now, many people say 10, I think we are 3-5 years away from quantum beginning to have those impacts on problems in the real world.
So Arvind, this is very visionary, and as I reflect back on what you have said, it seems to me that generative AI is predominantly solving for that 10x factor when it comes to productivity. But if you're talking about complex world problems, you're gonna still need to solve them in zeros and ones and zeros in the quantum era. What's the holdup? What's right now the latest in terms of qubits and fixing that error correction piece?
Yeah. So quantum power is mentioned in qubits. Like, you know, we heard some of the examples. Those are measured in number of GPUs. So in floating point operations, quantum is qubits. So let's just keep it simple. So we are at 1,000 qubits today. People used to bet with me 5 years ago that we'll never cross 16 or 30. We are at 1,000. That's real. You can access that on the IBM cloud. You can go play with it remotely. Those are not simulations, real quantum computers. We need to get to about 20 times more, no longer 100 or a million. And so you mentioned error correction. People used to claim you need to expand the machines by 1,000 times to make them error-proof. So for 1,000 real qubits, you need 1 million or 10 million. No longer the case. To get 1,000 real, you need maybe 20,000 qubits. So we're about 10 to 20 times away from where we need to be. We've been advancing at about 3 times every year. You can kind of do the math on that, and you know my confidence now on that 3 to 5 year time frame. And this is now, I would assert, an engineering problem, maybe a hard engineering problem, but no longer a science problem, meaning we don't have to prove can it be done. It can be done, we just need to now get there.
So Arvind, my last question, and I want to thank you so much for your inspiration and motivation throughout the years. And I think all of the peers within the industry, we can agree that you're one of those leaders that stayed grounded with humility and is reviving IBM to the might and brand that it deserves. Any last advice you have for our women and youth in the room?
I would urge the women and youth, use your curiosity, use your critical thinking. It does not matter that you do not have a computer science or a math degree. As long as you're willing to learn and be curious, bring your domain expertise into how to deploy AI for society. In the end of the day, 90% of the people who use AI are going to lie in that mindset. Yes, you need 10% to invent it. That's the software lab we began with. The rest, use your curiosity and go learn how to use it. All those who use iPhones don't have math or computer science degrees, but you use it. Same way, use AI. That's the advice I would give the people in the audience.
Well, you know, Arvind, how we roll. Once we partner for a lifetime, and this is a lifelong friendship, my friend. Thank you so much.
It is. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.